Then they had a competition where they had to carry milk on their shoulders, and then a bunch of it spilled, but don't worry, they didn't get upset, because you can't cry over spilled milk. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about the latest episode of The Bachelorette. Before we get started, be sure to subscribe because I put it videos every single week and it helps me a whole bunch. Now, let's get to the action. I know I'm in a different place this week. It's because I'm out on the road, I'm adventuring, I'm living my best life, so we're gonna get it through, okay? It's gonna be okay. So we start off this episode with Luke P and LUKE-NESS fighting again. Okay, we get it, like they don't like each other. Then like LUKE-NESS leaves, but I feel like he didn't give a reason for leaving. I think he was just like, I'm tired of defending my character. Then he just walked out. Did I miss something or was there more? Then John Paul Jones went home, and I really want to know if she said goodbye John Paul Jones, or if she said Arrivederci John Paul Jones. Did she say something to the effect of using his all three names? Because I need to hear that. Then with freaking Luke P, Hannah ends up admitting, oh yeah, my head doesn't want him here all the time, but my heart does. Dude, your head is the one that thinks. It makes the choices. It says, is he a murderer? Is he gonna kill me in the middle of the night? My head has watched a lot of documentaries. My head has seen Ted Bundy's killer tapes on Netflix. Then freaking Luke P doing the toasts again, and everyone's uncomfortable and no one wants him to talk. I don't understand why he keeps doing it. Then they head to Scotland, which I actually love Scotland, but this is gonna be kind of like Outlander, you know, but with less romance. Then Luke P, is talking to all the guys, and the guys confront him. They're like, you messed up. You sent this dude home. He was a good guy. And then Luke P is like, oh, I didn't really know him. You knew him enough to get him sent home. Then our boy Mike is going on a date, and look, I like Mike. I think he's got a beautiful smile. I think he's charismatic, but he is kind of a poop starter, like kind of kicks up the dirt a little bit. Then they go to this little pub where they eat haggis, even though Hannah called it haggis like 7 times, and then she says haggis over and over again. Hi, can we get a shot of Luke brooding in the rain, please? Yeah, I know it's a downpour and that it's freezing because this is Scotland, but I'm gonna need him to be out there for at least several hours so we can get all the angles. But of course, we had to put in a nice hug jump on our date with Mike. Fun fact, well, not really fun, but a fact, Hannah has anxiety and depression. As someone with a general anxiety disorder, I thought this was pretty lit that she's like a mental health advocate, because I did pageants too, and my platform was also mental health awareness, so I was kind of like, okay, like I loved her even a little bit more now. Then Luke P does something annoying again, and Devin calls him a big douche canoe, and honestly, iconic. Couldn't agree more. I mean, overall, too, just my thoughts on the whole Mike and her date. Like, they're chill, they get along well, but I'm getting more of a friends vibe. Like, he's really enamored with her and he smiles a lot, but I don't think she's really feeling it. Then during the show, my mom texts me and she's like, who is Devin? And I'm like, dude, you got me. Then she was excited because she's like, Mike the military man, because she's a sucker for alliteration. And like, they had Mike and Hannah dancing in this pub. There was some music playing and they were all dancing. It was very romantic. And then it just, like, moves the camera over to 2 young guys just arm in arm dancing around while their beer is sloshing everywhere and they're like super drunk, and I'm like, wow, dichotomy of life. Then at the end of the date, we just see a crow flying past the castle, so that's not a sign of death at all, or reminding us of Mary, the Queen of Scots, being beheaded, and I'm sure it doesn't have any foreshadowing. Then, in an exciting moment, Hannah takes the group date to a Celtic Highland game situation, festival, moment, hunt, game thing, and the guys who come out in their kilts look so manly and rugged, and then you look over, like it pans over to the guys and they all just look like babies, like just little baby dolphins in comparison, like not manly at all. Then they do a race where they have to carry milk and it spills everywhere and no one cries over spilled milk. Then there's a wrestling competition and the men are wearing kilts with no underwear on, and I'm just curious, like, how did that conversation go? Were the producers just like, hey, put on these kilts and take your underwear off? Because that seems kind of like super inappropriate. And also, why did they just agree to it? And then there's a bunch of like blacked out screen because their butts are out, or their Highland Hills. Then my TV service cut out during the show when they were wrestling, so I missed a bunch. But my mom did tell me that things got apparently pretty steamy and there was a lot of makeout sessions, so yeah. Then Luke's talking to the guys again, and honestly at this point I don't understand why his like self-preservation isn't kicking in. Like, why does he still talk to them? Then my service comes back on just in time to see Luke P's date. I was so excited. Hannah's trying to confront him on the date, like, dude, everyone in the house hates you, why is this? And he's like, I don't know, everyone I've ever gone everywhere. It loves me all the time. I'm like, dude, I can think of like 2 places where that's not true. One here, and then in college where you were apparently sleeping with every girl. Like, I'm sure, yeah, they all loved you after that. Like, I'm sure you didn't have a reputation at all. And then Hannah's saying that she's never been anywhere where someone didn't like her and no one's ever said a bad thing about her ever. I'm sorry. I just watched the last season where Kaylin bad talked you the entire time. Do we just forget about her? Then she asks the producers, hey, can you talk to him? Can someone just go talk to him about what it means when I ask him how does he feel? And they're like, no, you should talk to him. Because Hannah, guess what? The producers aren't just gonna follow you wherever you go after this. Like, that's not a relationship. The producers aren't gonna be on your honeymoon with you. They're not gonna be going to Six Flags with you. Like, how is this not a huge red flag that you should let him go? And it's like, how does he not know what it means to feel? Like, how do you not understand the question? And the show ends with the Loch-Ness monster eating Luke P. Just kidding, that didn't happen, but like, what an ending if it did. I wish. But then she's like talking to him more about things he's done, and she's like, I was fine with you hitting LUKE-NESS. Like, I was fine with that. That wasn't even my problem with it. It's like, dude, what is wrong with you? Why were you okay with that? Like, you shouldn't be attracted to someone who's that violent. All in all, then, we see that's the end of the episode, and she's like, I can't give you this rose, but like, she's probably gonna give him the rose. She's probably gonna be like, I can't give you this rose unless you promise to change, or something like that. I don't know. And then we see her being upset about next week in the preview, and she's crying and mad at all the guys, and then we see her hugging Chris Harrison, and honestly, I'm still rooting for them to get together, because honestly, I think they'd be so precious. Alright guys, that's it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to subscribe, because I put in new videos every single week, and it helps me a whole bunch. Subscribe.